So let's talk a little bit first about a history of projection. So what is projection? What is perspective? So I'm sure you know this from some art class or drafting class, or just because it's the kind of thing people would know. Parallel lines converge someplace, distant objects get smaller. This is what we mean by perspective. And so far, we don't have it in our graphics programs. So looking at the history of European art, if we roll back far enough in time to 8th, 9th century, we don't have perspective. It doesn't exist in the way pictures were drawn. When we move forward, at some point in time, people started to say, oh, we're gonna try to draw this stuff where it looks like, there's something which is pseudo perspective is happening, but if you go check these lines, they don't come to a single place. So that means that the artist didn't yet really understand what was going on with perspective. So sometime in the late Renaissance, they got perspective figured out. And if you take these paintings from this time period, okay, the lines converge in the right way. The right things are happening with perspective. And then later, artists said, forget it. We don't care about perspective. We're going to draw whatever we want to draw. So computer graphics has followed sort of a similar pathway, right? We have perspective correct computer graphics, and this is what we're going to be generating in your assignment 3. And but there's a lot of computer graphics which has rejected perspective and said that we should do something else. So there's research papers that say what would be the best way to draw a diagram so that you could visualize, the parts of this system. Or there's various games for which the rendering is not a perspective system. So these things exist in computer graphics also. So I think this picture captures the best model for what's happening in computer graphics when we talk about a camera in computer graphics. So we have an eye. We often use eye and camera interchangeably. They're synonyms. There's some window screen viewport. You can think of this as the screen, right? This is the window on your screen. Okay, so here we have a real world window. We have an artist that basically keeps their camera fixed, looks out at a 3D world, and these 3D points on the world project and land somewhere on this window. And then we just take our pencil and we mark their pin, whatever, mark their location on this window. So in some sense, this is what the math is doing in computer graphics. We have our 3D model out there and they project down onto this window. And so we'd like to understand, how is that going to occur?